seeing where we might see some volatility in the market. Sure. I was looking at some chip companies this morning because like a lot of them had a nice little top out with a pullback potential coming in. So I was watching that. They're coming into strength on the daily but weakening on the 4-hour. This is SMCI I'm looking at. I was looking at NVIDIA as well because they're on a pullback. You see how their chart patterns are almost exactly the same. Looking at the 30-minute here, so SMCI is 30-minute and NVIDIA is 30-minute. Almost exactly the same. So look like they're trying to catch support at yesterday's highs. This was a pretty heavy down volume candlestick here. But let's watch and see if it catches and holds this support right here at this level, or if we're going to keep breaking down today to the next support at 1,020. If we break this support right here, I want to enter a put and then ride it down to 1,020 and cut that right there. But let's see how this level reacts. NVIDIA, good old NVIDIA, cannot break the $1,000 mark, man. They're struggling. They keep calling for that $1,000 price target on NVIDIA, but it's struggling to break it. Let's look at the SPY this morning. How's the SPY looking this morning? How are we performing? Let's see. SPY is pretty sideways on open today. This is the hourly chart. Let's go to the 30-minute. 30-minute, like they're trying to catch some support here on this pullback as well. Some people probably took profit on open, and now everybody's starting to re-enter the market again. Let's see how this plays out. Tesla had a nice push this morning. They pushed because BYD reported weaker earnings, or weaker sales than expected, than last quarter's report. They still had an improvement in sales, it just wasn't as much as they improved last quarter. BYD is the Asian EV company that Warren Buffett is invested into. Let's pull up BYD. Yeah, they've actually been in this. I remember when Warren Buffett purchased them, I believe they were around the $64 or $60-something. So they haven't really moved much, honestly. They peaked out around $72 recently. People saying this is going to be the biggest competitor for Elon Musk. And I honestly think that they may be initial competitors, but I believe Tesla has been so far into the EV game that they've run into problems and solved problems that these other companies probably haven't even run into yet. And they're going to start to see how this market can be when it comes to pricing and manufacturing. I think they're going to start running into some hitches there because they're trying to undercut the pricing so much. They're coming out with a new car that's 5% cheaper than the new car they put out last year. So they keep cutting these prices and trying to gain market share and dominance that way, but I don't know how effective that strategy is going to work against Tesla. As long as Tesla doesn't keep trying to chase them down by cutting prices as well, I think Tesla will be alright. I think that's where they were making their mistake, by trying to cut all their EV prices to compete with BYD. I think that was good for a couple models, but they can't do that with a whole slew of their models, especially models that people already bought at premium prices. So, yeah, let's keep an eye out for what Tesla's going to do. It looks like they took a decent amount of market share away from them this last quarter, which is probably why BYD sales didn't come in as strong. But that was a weekly chart I was just looking at. Yeah, $64.94, pretty much $65 is a pretty crucial resistance level that they have a hard time breaking above, and they're right there again today. Let's see what happens. Let's see if BYD can break that level today. So we'll keep an eye out for that. Come back to that later. Let's go through the big boys now. Apple struggling at that 170, 150 level that I've had for it for a good while now. I've been telling people watch out for this level. 170, 150. If it could hold between this range, 170, 150, 169.20, it should be able to catch support again and recover. But if we break that 169.27 and close below there, yeah, we're in for a pretty steep fall on Apple after that. So let's see what goes on here. If the market is going to be able to maintain this momentum to the upside and push Apple back up. Let's look at my favorite, Microsoft. Microsoft has been on a good rally recently. They had a recent all-time high at 430, so there's probably some pullback and selling from that. That selling is going to impact the market. Microsoft will probably catch support somewhere. Let's say at 415. I don't think it should dip any lower than that before bouncing. So keep an eye out for 415.79 on Microsoft. Let's go through Tesla. We were just talking about Tesla. Tesla, when they broke above 176, I was going to buy. But they opened up and gapped up so fast. Now I want to wait for resistance off of 183. I want to wait for them to pull back and see how strong the pullback is. If they come back to 178.69 or 176.60. We shall see. IIPR, this is my cannabis baby right here. Look at them. This is my cannabis and dividend baby right here. I put so many people on the IIPR. Are they still accumulating shares and buying like I told them to? I don't know. We'll see. Hopefully. Because I was telling people to buy this stock when it was around $60, $65, honestly. And it's at $104 right now. They pay a very strong dividend. I believe the dividend is somewhere around like $1.60 right now per share, which is really, really, really good. Yeah, they got a 7% dividend yield. So yeah, it's around like $1.60, $1.70 per share right now. You can pull it up real quick. Let's look at their dividends. $1.82. Woo, boy, look at it. And then look how consistent they are. Every quarter you're getting a dividend payment. This is going back to 2017. So they've been a consistent dividend payer since 2017 through all that we went through. Oh, what just happened? I don't know what I just did. But through all we went through the pandemic and everything like that, they have still been consistent with paying the dividends. Not only consistent, but consistently increasing it. So I bought in probably around this time when it was $1 per share, because that's what attracted me to them, that they were paying $1 per share, and they were less than $100 at that time. So I was doing simple math on stock accumulation, saying that, for every share of this company I own, I know I'm getting $1 in dividend payment return. So it's easy for me to track. Being a rookie dividend investor, I was like, let me choose this ratio. So I know every share I get is equal to $1 in payment. So I'll just trace myself to be, let's get 1,000 shares of this company so we can get $1,000 in dividend payments quarterly. That's building up passive income. So as you see, that dollar a share is now at $1.82 a share. So now if I get 1,000 shares, that dividend payment is going to be more around $1,800, a month. So I think that is a powerful tool right there. And you want to definitely use dividends to increase your passive income and find companies like this that have good growth potential. Due to the industry, it's in the cannabis industry. We all know that's not federally legal yet, but has great growth potential there. And then they also pay strong dividends. And they're consistently paying dividends, not on and off with the dividend payment. You don't want a company that's turning off the dividends, turning them back on, flip-flopping on you. You don't need that. We don't need that. Where everybody for the Discord at? Where everybody at? Nobody try to trade? What's going on with the people today? Hold on. Let me see if I raided Twitter space really quick. See some fellow traders. Bitcoin halving is in less than 30 days, folks. It happens in April. Let me see the exact date for you. Let's pull that up right now. It's saying April 2024, April 19th. April 19th. That's a great day. Right before 420 is going to be having. It's going to boost a lot of confidence in the crypto market. A lot of people are waiting for this event to see how it impacts the value of crypto. I don't think it's going to be a traditional reaction to the halving because so many institutions are now involved in Bitcoin. It's going to probably find a higher support than it normally does because after the halving, Bitcoin usually takes a nice little dip and then bounces up. But with so much anticipation now, people having more intelligence and understanding of what's happening, I don't see the pullback being as rough as it normally is on Bitcoin. Like I say, we may be after the halving. Let's say we pull back to even 50,000. That'll be a healthy pullback, and I don't want to be too crazy to me in terms of how Bitcoin moves. If we pull back to 20, 50,000 after the halving, catch support and really take off from there, that's when we're going to make that push up to where I see like 89,000 up to $100,000 range. But if we have good, strong institutional support, the pullback may only go to like 60,000 or 56,000 if we have one. So keep an eye out for Bitcoin April 19th. Put your alerts on your phone. That is going to be an important date. You do not want to miss the Bitcoin halving. Okay? April 19th. Let me show you right here. April 19th. Make sure you have that on your calendar. Okay? Now, let's go to, put this back over here. Let's go to my next favorite, Ethereum. Ethereum. Where do we see Ethereum going? I have a price projection about 4,200 before they hit resistance again. They got close to it a couple weeks ago, or a couple days ago. Got above 4,000 and they had a heavy rejection. And now we're working our way, curling back up. You see this down here? This is momentum indicator. For those who don't know, this is the MACD. I call it the return of the MAC. This is the commodity channel index, another indicator I use to gauge momentum. I'm a big proponent of momentum trading. If you're doing intraday or weekly trading, you want to not fight the momentum of the market. So I like using these indicators to determine, you know, even medium to long term option trades. That's how I use the momentum indicator. Not so much for long term investments, because investing, you want to be more fundamental in your research. You got to go in and dig into the company's expenses, their revenue. You got to look at their balance sheet. You want to look at how many times they beat earnings. You want to look at what industry they're in. You got to do a lot more research when you're determining to put something in your portfolio for the next 3 to 5 years. But when you're trading and it's intra, weekly or daily trading, a lot of that you can gauge with sentiment, with news what's coming out, along with the momentum of the market currently. So I like using momentum. This is on a daily, so each one of these candlesticks represents one day. As we see this going up, that means momentum is gaining strength. If we see it coming down into the red, it's weakening. So as you see right here, momentum was really strong on this day. It began to weaken. We had a red day. Let me spread it out for y'all some more so you can see. We had a red day as momentum began to weaken down here. It weakened some more. It didn't go down that much, but as you see, we crossed into the red. Look how it started to dip, how the price started to come down. As soon as we got to the peak of that down-trotting momentum, and momentum started to show upside, boom, we had that big green candlestick. Momentum still coming upside, but it's not pushing the stock up necessarily as much as these candlesticks are coming up. They don't correlate in that fashion. This is just showing you how the volume is starting to change to the upside. Now, it's up to you whether you see what you see, if you want to get ahead of it and get in now and early before the crossover happens, or you want to wait until what they call the cross happens, where the moving average, the EMAs cross each other over here. So you have, I think I have a 26-day EMA and a 9-day EMA on here. So when these two lines cross each other, or when these red bars start to become green bars, sometimes that's when people enter their position, because that shows that the momentum has officially flipped to the upside or downside. So some people wait for that. Some people get in as soon as they see strength coming in. But as you see, sometimes strength comes in and doesn't necessarily push it up. You're more likely to get a decent push like that after the crossover happens. Little MACD game for y'all this morning. Oh no, this is my crypto list. I don't need to go there. Degenerate list over there. You don't want to see that. All right. Airbnb, another one of my favorite long-term investments. Airbnb is near a 52-week high. 170 was the 52-week high. I actually touched that today. Clap it up for Airbnb, everybody. Long-term recommendation right there. If you're in the Discord, you caught that almost a year ago. I was calling out Airbnb when it was around $130. I was telling people to jump in and start adding that to the long-term portfolio. There's still a strong 3 to 5 year investment to me, which gives it another 4 years, 3 to 4 years on your portfolio right now. We'll come back and just keep dollar cost averaging into these type of positions and letting them grow. I don't necessarily really trade Airbnb. That's why I'm like, where are my option trade? I don't have Airbnb on the option. I was in my portfolio. That's why. Alright, so yeah, but I do have them in the option trades. I did trade them options for a little bit, but I stopped doing that. AMD, another chip company, looks like it's topping out right here with SMCI and NVIDIA. SMCI, I'm watching them closely. I'm trying to see what's going on with them this morning. They're trying to catch support again here and start a rally back to the upside. Let's see if they break back above this selling block that they put in right here. So if they could break through all these selling orders and get back to 1,072, then looks like momentum is going to be bullish on the day, and there's no need to even look for those puts anymore. Upside momentum, I don't have that much confidence and faith in, so I really don't have a level for them to push to after 1,089, because I don't really trace SMCI that deeply, so I'm not going to touch them to the upside. Don't play anything if you don't have your levels set. If you don't have levels and a range and something to gauge your trade off of, don't jump in it just because. If you haven't set levels on a company yet, then you're not ready to trade that company. Give yourself time and patience, set your levels, and come back and trade that company once you have your setups ready. Amazon, let's look at Amazon. Amazon's in a little pullback this morning. Got a little high wick right here showing resistance. So this could be considered slightly bearish. So we had this big red candlestick on open. We tried to push back up. We couldn't get back above this selling block. Produced that high wick candlestick. And now on this candlestick, we're trying to retest that area again. We're making a higher low, which is a little bullish. But if we reject again heavily off of that, we could end up breaking the lows of the day. So what this will end up forming is a lower high, because we had the high of the day up here or up here, and this will, if this peaks out right here and starts to curve back down, that's a lower high. So that's bearish in momentum. And we see the momentum's already in the negative down here. If you want to reconfirm, you go to the 15. You can even go to the 5 to determine if it's a fake out or not. A lot of the times, if I want to determine if something's a fake out, I'll go to the 5 and the 15 versus the 30. And the 30 I trust. That's my saying. I love the 30-minute indicator. The 30 is that right in between ground, and it kind of gives you a good idea when momentum's shifting to the upside or it's being sustained to the downside. It doesn't get you pumped faked out a lot like the 15-minute can. The 15-minute could pump you fake you out a lot because it'll show momentum reversing to the upside like it did right here, and then it will reverse right back down on the very next candlestick. That's less likely to happen with a 30-minute, and even less likely to happen with an hourly. So we see the hourly still in heavy downward momentum with a really big high wick on this candlestick, showing that buyers tried to come in, but sellers erased them out again. So this hourly candlestick closes in 3 minutes. Looks like it's going to be a pretty bearish close on Amazon for this candlestick, and that could pull back to support the day before yesterday. I could see it coming down to 178.15 before catching heavy support. and it may catch support at the bottom of this buying block at 178.69. I like the buying block and selling block indicators because it tells you where a lot of buy orders were placed in, and that's where a company could find support if it has a pullback. And the same thing with selling. You see, putting this big ass selling block right here means it's going to be pretty tough to push back through there because we have a lot of sellers in this range already. Alright, let's move on. Let's keep going down the list. AVGO, kick rocks. Man, they lost me a lot of money on an earnings play. I shouldn't have never played earnings on them. Lesson. Here's a lesson. So, AVGO. Alright, we're riding the hype, right? Broadcom, we're riding the AI hype. Everybody's jumping crazy at the earnings based on what they're announcing the impact of AI is going to be on their company. AVGO happens to be one of the last companies that, well, big companies that were reporting earnings on that AI wave. So by the time it got to them, the AI news, I see it now the way I didn't see it then. The AI news had become exhausted. So people were getting exhausted. And unless you were coming out with a particular product or service revolving around AI, then people weren't going to be too excited. And it had to be something that was transformative, like Dolly and like how the Sora is coming out with video capability, all that kind of stuff. AVGO was not coming out anything on that scale that was impressing the clientele customer base. So after earnings, they took a big dip. Now I anticipated that they were going to probably push up after earnings, right? So what I did was I put a collar trade on them. I bet to the upside and downside. One, a company I never traded before. I was trading earnings. Mistake number one. Mistake number two, anticipation of news that was not verified yet. So I was anticipating they were going to announce some kind of AI project that I had no idea about or information about. So why would I assume that that was going to play out in a positive direction for me or in the upside? So I had more money on the call than the put. Now when the earnings came out, what happens is we had a dip and then they had a slight recovery after the earnings. So what that did was it killed the call premium, and because they were short contracts that expired the same day as the earnings report, it killed the put premium because it didn't go down far enough for the puts to really come into profit. So that was a terrible play right there, which is I hold AVGO in contempt because of that. I have a lot of negative feelings towards them. They tried me. They tried me. But it's all right. I ain't touching them no more. I'm actually probably going to delete them off my watch list. But what I started to do after that, I started charting them some more and starting to see how their price movement was because their contracts do move really fast and can be very lucrative. So I'm trying to get a feel for them now and actually study them like I should have before jumping in originally. Alright, let's look at Coinbase this morning. Coinbase is usually a good mover. I want to keep SMCI up over here because I want to watch them. That's on the 5 minute. They're holding that strength on the 5. Okay, this 30-minute candlestick just started. Let's see what happens there. And this hourly just started. So this is how they close the first hour. You see they put in a really high, really strong bottom wick here. I did not say anything to you, Siri. That's creepy how Siri just started listening out of nowhere. But they put in a strong bottom wick here, which means they could be holding support down here pretty heavily, and reversal could be coming in. So you got to be careful here. If you want to enter a put, you're going to have to watch and see what this next 30-minute candlestick does, because like I said, I like the momentum. I didn't explain the CCI index down here. I mean this indicator. The CCI is also momentum. It's a little, I say it comes in with the indicator of momentum a little bit earlier and premature to the MACD. So as you can see here, we got this indicator. Let me pull this down. So based upon this indicator right here, what is it saying? It's saying that momentum is starting to curve back up, right? and this is on the 30-minute. The MACD will tell you momentum is still going down to the downside. But if you want to trade with the CCI, you would say, oh, okay, this might be a good time to enter some calls right here because we see momentum turn and pivot right here. Even though the MACD is still down, it looks like buying volume is starting to come in. So you could decide to take a risk and jump in even though the MACD hasn't confirmed it yet. And that could turn out bad for you because this thing could pivot quick on you. And it could be showing upward momentum and then quickly start to pivot downwards if some selling pressure comes in. Which is why I depend on the MACD a little bit more. But if I'm looking for early entry, sometimes I'll use the CCI to confirm my move, especially if it's showing an upward curve and a strong upward curve on multiple time frames, then I'll be more likely to jump in there. See how on the 5-minute it's starting to flatten out some, it's not going up as strong on the angle upward. And then we'll see even on the 3-minute. So all these, the 3-minute, 5-minute, 15 were all pointing up. It lets me know there's strong momentum to the upside. I could jump in a call here. And same thing vice versa. If they're all pointing down, we got strong short-term momentum to the downside. So let's see if this pivot kicks in right here, because you see it's starting to flatten out, start to pivot downwards, and we starting to get some selling pressure right here. Now, each time frame has different kind of selling blocks on it, but this selling block on the 15 is the one we were watching, remember? We said as long as it doesn't break above this selling block, we're still in the bearish momentum, irregardless of what this is saying down here. So we're combining 3 different factors here. We're looking at price levels, buying and selling pressure, and momentum. Everything is about, it's like you have to find the ebb and flow of the market at the time. It's not so much coming in like, okay, I'm going to come in today and I'm going to buy some, let's just go to the spot. I'm going to go ahead and buy the spot today and I'm just going to see if it gets to 522. But you're coming in to buy today and see if it gets to the 522, and you're doing that based off of what, previous overnight momentum, or maybe you're doing it off a daily, because the daily, not even the daily's coming into strength, the daily's in weakness right now. So if you were doing that based off of overnight momentum and not really looking at the feel of the market once it opened, then you'll be trying to buy a call looking for 522 to make the high of overnight. And we may never get there because momentum opened in negative territory today. So that would be a bad play to make. You'll be looking at, oh man, look how good SPY pushed overnight. I could think it could get back up here today. Well, what makes you think that right now? Maybe there's a momentum switch during the day. Maybe you play it off of a certain level, but just to jump in at open without any real level to play it off of or momentum behind you, it would be foolish. So I would either wait, if you do have that thesis, wait until the momentum's on your side, or don't come in with that predetermined move in your head, because a lot of the times you come in with a predetermined move and it's emotional based. You got to do things based off the data that's in front of you, especially with the market if you're doing option trading. Long-term investing, you can go more so based off of things like how you feel about the company's ownership, how you feel about the company's environmental impact. You can invest long term based off of those factors if you like, but when it comes to trading, you cannot trade like that. You will lose your money very quickly. You have to go with the technicals, and you have to go with the news sentiment that's out there right now in the street, which is why Twitter is crucial, because Twitter is a very rapid news source. Everything hits the Twitter stream first. When you're looking up something about a company, or you see a company stock goes down out of nowhere, just look them up on Twitter and see what's going on, see what's just been announced. It's usually something has just come out about that company if it takes a random pivot down or up in the middle of the day or before the market opens. All right, who else do we have? I had Lucid Motors. I was watching this one for my pops because he wanted to get into Lucid as an EV investment. I was telling him, now let me show you guys what I showed him. As I was telling him the same thing about Lucid with levels. So Lucid had took a dip right around this time. I believe this is when he wanted to buy, right around here. So I said, let's give him a chance. Let's see if Lucid could get back to $4. If they could get back to $4, we'll enter a position there, maybe a yearly position where we hold it for at least a year and let it mature and grow, because this wasn't in my perspective, to be a long-term investment. I say over a year, just to offset that tax liability of short-term investing. When you hold a stock less than a year, you're going to have to pay a higher capital gains tax, closer to 30% versus 15% when you hold it over a year. So when I look at some short-term investments, I try to say I'm at least hold these for a year. And I wouldn't be comfortable entering this company for a year until I still get back above $4. And the reason why is because there's heavy resistance here at $4, and I have it historically charted. And after that dip, once they dip below there, I knew that was going to be a crucial point of recovery. So you got Lucid going down. I said, all right, if they could hold above, I even said if they could close and hold above $3.50 for more than a week, we could get in. So the weekly, you see, they had that 1 week rise right there, and I was getting ready to buy them, and the next week tanked immediately, and I was like, oh, good thing. So that's why patience is key sometimes, because you gotta give your levels times to play out and make sure that a company's in true momentum to break above or below that resistance before you jump in. 397 was that number on Lucid. You see they didn't break that 397 or $4 on that rise that they went up, and it came right back down, and look where we're at now, 282. So if you buy it at 350 and it comes down to 282, you figure at 350 every 35 cents is 10% loss. So you're looking at probably 30 to 40% loss in your investment right there, just off of buying at the wrong time, expecting it to break out, but it never confirmed with the breaking of the level. So you don't want to jump in too early before confirmation. Who just jumped in the Discord? Who jumped in here? G Money, what's good, bro? Let me fix my mic. G, what's good, bro?
Can you hear me? You can hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
What's going on?
And shit, was just in here going through the watch list.
What you looking at right now?
I ain't really seen nothing that I like today so far. I was seeing if SMCI was gonna break down because they had a heavy push down on open, but it like they trying to catch support now with the rest of the market. I was looking at, I always look at SPY. That's if I don't trade anything, I'm most likely to trade SPY. Uh,
Yeah, the whole market look like it's catching support right around here.
yeah, it's trying to. It's trying to hold this level right here. Let me look at the momentum on SPY. SPY is still negative momentum on the 30 minute. The 15 is pushing up though, so. But on the 30, I trust. And the hourly is coming down in momentum as well. So the only thing that's in positive momentum is really like the micro time frames.
Right.
But anything macro is looking to the downside right now on SPY, which is what I'm kind of looking for a put entry on. But I want to wait. If I jump in a SPY put, I probably would do it if they show. Let me look at the 15 real quick. If they start to show a reversal back to the downside on the 5, when that reversal starts kicking in and they cross back to the red, then I'll probably grab a put right there. I'll wait for the 5 to break down. The 5 is still pushing right now. You jumped in anything today or not? You watching?
No, I'm chilling right now.
Okay. I'm watching this SMCI move. Okay, I'll explain it to the people how SMCI. Oh, you can't see my chart, can you? But I was explaining how SMCI, we don't want it to break above this selling block. If you look in the graph put, you want to see how it reacts towards the top of the selling block, because sometimes that could be the best time for entry when you catch it right off a rejection. So You gotta keep an eye out. Think what's the best time frame you like to identify reversal coming in? You looking at the 5 or the 15?
For the reversal, between the 5 and 15.
Between the 5 and 15, right? Yeah, that's what I say.
Yeah.
Like the 5 and 15 will let you know when the momentum to the up or down side is done and it's starting to come the other way. At 3 minute and 1 minute, I can't do those crackhead charts, boy. It's too much. I can't do it. What do you call it? The stock heat map is looking pretty neutral right now. Honestly, it's looking real gray. Like nobody's making no decision. Like a real sideways kind of day. Crypto heat map is the same. A lot of indecision in the air. That's what I'm feeling. Viking Therapeutics. I'm gonna look them up real quick. Viking Therapeutics is putting out an obesity. Oh, look at AMD. Holy shit! What just happened with AMD?
What happened?
I don't know. They taking off though. They were down at like 177 a second ago. Now they 181. They took a big push. And this is what I'm saying. Some news messages came out. Let me go on Twitter real quick. Let's see.
What them?
What's going on, man?
What's going on, gang?
Shit, trying to figure out what just happened with AMD because they stock going crazy. It's pushing up
What's
heavy
going
right
crazy?
now. AMD is pushing up right now. I'm trying to see if anything came out on them.
Well, it's probably because of the NVIDIA. What happened with NVIDIA? I think there was a news last week about them about what it was. It probably has something to do with it's them teaming up with that AI shit with Microsoft.
I know AMD
But
was pushing down today. Now
yeah,
they
but
pushing up.
huh?
So they were going down this morning. Now they going up. Now they just took a big jump, and AMD just did. I was like, some article must have just came out or something. But AMD, I see the news. The biggest news for AMD is China blocks the use of Intel and AMD chips in government computers. Let me see something.
I see Microsoft coming down.
Let's pull up Microsoft really quick. Yeah, Microsoft was on the pullback today. I was telling the people, I was like, I don't want to be surprised if Microsoft retest 415 before taking off again crazy.
Well, I think because this article right here, it said forget NVIDIA, here are 3 other artificial intelligence stock to buy instead. And they mention, I guess, AMD, Meta, and Microsoft, and Oracle.
Yeah,
So I'm guessing that's why because there's a news that came out, I think, 7 hours ago. Probably that's why they pushing.
this shit happened in the last 10 minutes. Whatever just came out. Because this morning they was pushing down. They went down to 177, 176 actually. Now they at 181 in the last 15 minutes. At 10:30, yeah.
That's crazy for real.
You know, it's a crazy switch around.
Right? You was just on the put at 9:40.
Mm-hmm.
And 11 o'clock, nigga, is a call. Crazy. 15 minutes, bro.
Yeah, just that quick. It could flip on you.
So imagine all the people that was in puts.
Mm-hmm. Got smacked. Destroyed. If you was an AMD put, you got destroyed just now.
Damn, boy, that would be man, that's the worst feeling ever, boy. That's one of them tricks, boy. You place your bet, you like, alright, I'm in puts. Let me go use the bathroom real quick. You come back, you like, what the fuck?
Hey, G,
What's good?
you hear about this shit called Seda Pro dropped today
Beta Pro? No.
for Saitama?
No.
Seda Pro is supposed to be the exchange. They say it's going live today.
No, that's why they've been going out.
Seda Chain main net going live today. Seda Chain. It's trending on Twitter. It just came up on the trending shit on my Twitter, so that's what made me look at it. I was like, what? Seda
What?
trending on Twitter.
Look at my Seder holdings.
Yeah, now I gotta pull up. Now I gotta pull up.
Oh, I'm up.
That's one of those coins that if it come up out of nowhere, boy, that's a millionaire status immediately.
You know. There's a lot of coins like that, boy. I'm tired of niggas finding coins like that, fool. You better find one now, huh? Yeah, man, listen. I'm plotting on one of them shits, too.
Listen, man, crypto.com. Crypto.com is, well, crypto.com not as cheap. Crypto, you talking about them joints that's fraction of a penny. That's what you talking
Yeah,
about.
fraction.
Yeah.
Don't see that little MetaMask, boy. That shit ain't even hit the exchanges yet.
Mm-hmm.
That shit I'm trying to invest in.
I'm trying. I'm trying to be on the white paper with them.
You should, cause I'm tired of seeing niggas turning $30 into $1 million, man. You up next, huh? I'm up next. Straight up. I'm tired of them white boys, kid. Like, yeah, I invested $40, spent $40 into 28 million. 28 million? The fuck? What the fuck I was? These niggas be having like the inside of these talks to these little meme coins and shit.
Yeah, to the
Invested
people
probably like
creating
2
them.
years ago.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Soon this shit drop, you just now hearing about it. It's like, damn, I invested like 2 years ago. 2 years ago?
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck? How did you get in the chat?
Yeah, how'd you even know? I was one of the first 10 investors.
Exactly. I want to be the 11th one. The fuck?
There's people out there that's their whole investment strategy. You know, they
Buying shit coins.
not even just shit coins, even companies when it comes to IPOing like companies on the stock market. People get into these companies before they IPO, and the pre-IPO price you'll get it, let's say at like $2 a share, right? But once they IPO, the company IPOs and they come out. That's why the IPOs be a big deal when a company hits the market. Like, oh, we're expecting like a Pinduoduo recently. They was like, oh, we're expecting it to hit the market at like $40 a share, and then it hits the market at $55 a share. So everybody that bought and had ownership pre hitting the market and say they bought it for like $30 a share or $20 a share, it hits the market at $55 a share, you automatically doubled your money as soon as it touches the market.
Mm-hmm.
Now the problem with that is that when you invest that early, sometimes they tell you got to keep your money locked up for a certain period of time, like staking it, you know. So it's like you could be an early investor, but you can't sell as soon as we IPO. Like you got to wait at least 1 year after the IPO before you can sell. So then it's up to you if you want to take that risk, you know.
Yeah.
So, but if the IPO price is going to be so much higher than what you invested in that, so if you got in at $2 a share and the shit IPOs at $80, you're good. I'll hold that for you because it's most likely not going to come back down to $2 a share, you know.
Hell no. That
So,
shit gonna go higher from here.
so that's how a lot of people play that IPO game, and they just people that are good at that with companies, they took that same skill set and brought it to the crypto market and just started jumping in on all these coins that weren't even out yet. And then that's when they get good at marketing, promoting the coin, and getting people hyped about it. And the thing about crypto, you don't have to have no lockup period. You can just get right out, rug pull the shit out of
Yeah,
people.
in and out, bro. All day.
That's how people's getting rug pulled like crazy.
Yeah, imagine you in something that's moving 15% a day, up or
Mm-hmm.
down.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
That's good.
Yeah.
Feel me? You got like 100,000 niggas. Shit, you moving that shit all day.
Yep.
I has been stuck in his zone for like almost an hour, like 30 minutes now. This morning I've been looking at Spy like
SMCI is pushing up right now.
Probably because Apple.
Nah, SMCI.
Where is that, bro?
What's Nvidia doing?
I get my breakfast this morning.
Man, I gotta make me a smoothie. Nvidia's still struggling this morning, so I'm surprised SMCI pushing like this. Or recovering back up like this. I thought they were gonna reject right with Nvidia. I thought they may pull back to at least like $1,000.
Hmm?
Thought SMCI was gonna pull back to like $1,000 this morning, but everything like you said starting to catch support. But they're pushing back up. They about to push back up to their opening price. The hourly still in weakness though. The 4 hour coming into weakness too. Let me see. Do y'all have any particular company y'all want to look at this morning? Anybody in particular y'all want to look at today?
Not really. I'm not really playing anything today.
How do y'all feel about these AI nurses that Nvidia is putting out, man? The $9 per hour nurses. That's crazy.
Man, cause I don't know.
They're saying there's a nurse shortage anyway, though. So they're saying it's needed. So it's not really taking jobs because not we don't have enough nurses. But
Yeah, cause all them people that paid for them nurse schools, you feel me? There's going to be a shortage. You remember all that shit that happened last year?
nah, what
All
happened?
the people that you didn't hear about it? All the people that paid for the them certifications to be a nurse last year.
Oh, they just
Or
paid
the
for the
year before,
certification, never went to
yeah,
school.
yeah.
Oh, that's
Like they went to
crazy.
school, they just paid for their shit.
That's crazy.
They just couldn't graduate.
Oh hell
A lot,
no.
a lot of nurses couldn't graduate. You feel me? They can't pass that test. So they paid, I guess, to get the license.
Wow.
So
Wow.
they're like, there's a man. Listen, that shit was big. There's a whole bunch of schools getting sued right now in Florida.
That's crazy.
Mm-hmm. I ain't gonna. You ain't hear about that?
Nah, I remember I heard something about the schools having to refund students or something like that. I heard a lot of people was trying to sue their schools to get their money back because their certification wasn't worth nothing. I didn't know that was for nursing though.
Yeah, that was for nursing.
Damn,
A lot of people pay for that shit.
that's crazy.
Especially like these Spanish people, these Haitians too. Because
Yeah.
mind you, you got to think about how you went to nursing school. You don't know a lick of English, but you working in the hospital.
Right, nah, that make no sense, bro. It's impossible.
So how the test was in Spanish?
Right, I was gonna say that you had to be taught in your language. The test had to be in your language and everything. But
Uh
that's
huh.
not the case
Yeah.
out here. I know that wasn't the case.
Come on, bro. There's
That's
a lot of
wild.
nurses I don't know a lick of goddamn English, but you and somebody goddamn uh fucking practicing this shit.
I was watching a documentary, not a documentary. What was it? An interview, I believe, or somebody was. It was a black woman. She was talking, and she's into education, and she was saying that pretty much what you're saying with the hospitals and how these nurses were just getting like their certificates to be able to practice in these hospitals. She was like, that's what happened with teaching maybe 10, 15 years ago, 20 years ago. That they're having a hard time getting these people who are actually qualified teachers who have these degrees in psychology, sociology, all this stuff to deal with kids and all this kind of stuff, and have actual degrees in their field that they're teaching that they just started hiring anybody. Like, you want to be a math teacher? You know enough math? You know how to do multiplication and teach multiplication? Go ahead. You can go ahead and teach. And it was like they were just giving all these people ability to teach And most of these teachers that had these lower credentials, they were put to teach in black neighborhoods, bro. Like yeah, you don't gotta have a degree to teach these kids. You know what I'm saying? Like you could just teach them, just use this textbook, read these lessons all, and give them these tests to take. It's like, damn, what the fuck you think is gonna happen as a side effect from that? You're gonna produce more and more people that don't know shit. You know what I'm saying? More and more kids are not gonna be able to read, do basic math, and they're gonna be completely dependent on the government to take care of them.
Yeah.
And that's where AI comes in. We got you.
Yeah. Yep. There you go.
You don't gotta know how
And
to read. We'll
now,
read it to you. We'll translate this for you. We'll do this. We'll just tell you what it is. Like you don't gotta know
now
shit.
the doctors don't even have to step foot in the goddamn hospital.
Right.
Now they got this little AI computer shit that goes room to room to talk to motherfuckers.
Doctor could be chilling in his office doing his room visits.
The nigga in on vacation somewhere. All he needs is about 10, 15 minutes for each patient.
That's it. Do his room visits, check
That's
in on
it.
all of them. The computer probably scan them, tell them the vitals and everything. Boop, 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 done.
Straight up, 45 minutes worth of work and go on with your vacation, bro.
Wow. That's tough.
The most is an hour.
That's crazy.
Come on, man.
Yeah, that's
That's
wild.
man. That's dog. When you looking at shit, you like, what the fuck?
What's going
Hey, man,
on?
these niggas got it sweet.
Mm-hmm.
And you think like, man, I'm about to be a doctor, but it ain't easy to be a doctor. You
But
gotta
no,
go
but
through
here's
some
the thing. Here's the
schooling.
crazy thing about it. It's about to become easy to be a doctor. Just like they was giving out those nursing certificates, they're gonna be giving that shit out. As long as you know how to work this doctor robot, you could be a doctor.
I'm trying to tell you.
As long as you know the commands to put in this shit, you can be a doctor now.
Shit. The only thing them niggas can't do yet, boy, is do surgery. And that's
Oh,
gonna be
that's
soon
coming.
because they're gonna do because they all they need is steady hands.
That's coming. The robotics for that is coming, boy. That's coming.
Yeah.
It's gonna be machines doing surgeries supervised by doctors. So it's gonna be like you're gonna need half the amount of surgeons. You're gonna need a master surgeon that supervises the machines as they do their surgeries, and a technician there to fix some shit with the machine if the doctor says the machine is doing something wrong. And that's gonna be it. That's gonna be the whole surgery floor right there. Two people
Yeah.
monitoring 20 machines doing surgeries.
Yeah.
Yeah, man, the whole world about to change. This whole industry is going through it. We all going. We're gonna see major
I'm trying to
transition in the
tell
next 10 years, bro. We're gonna see a lot of
you.
shit change.
Major.
Major,
Major.
major.
A lot of people gonna be scared of the future, boy.
Mm-hmm. Steve, what's going on?
What's up?
What's up, man?
Big Money Steve.
Big Money Steve.
You can hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Oh, alright. Nothing much. I'm cooling out. Yesterday was my birthday.
Oh, happy belated birthday. I didn't know your birthday was yesterday. It was the 25th, March 25th.
March 25th, March 25th.
Okay, happy birthday.
I made 64.
Oh, beautiful.
So,
64 years of wisdom, man.
yes, big 6'4".
Hmm.
What you did for your birthday? Nothing. Actually, I had a couple of things that was going on. So basically, I was trying to find out where I saw some article in the paper that in a newspaper that said our house was up for auction, some property that I had, and so I called my son and was just straightening that out. So right now I'm waiting to hear from him from the county treasurer's office, but I'm going to get her a cashier's check to send down there to him. I got a younger brother who's living on the property, and apparently he's not paying the bill. So
Oh yeah, you know they'll put that shit on auction real quick if you keep ignoring them and not saying nothing. My brother had to go
oh
through that, and
yeah,
they put the lock on his door, blam, lock him right out your own house. They put your shit right on the auction block. As soon as someone buys it, they lock you out, and that's it. You gotta whatever your stuff is in there is in there. Like
yeah.
they just put the lock on the door.
Yeah, I mean, nah,
he explained to me this was just a thing where it's like months down the road before they can even do that. You know, he said they just put that in there, you know, just to start a process.
Start the process, right?
I said, yo, nah, you know, just let me know and I'll take care of it.
Okay.
So now I'm gonna just go and get a cashier's check and send it down. My son wants to call the treasurer's office though, down there, and you know, I'm just gonna send the check out, and that'll be that.
Okay. Okay.
And then they just gotta contact me from now on going forward. You know.
Yeah, I was gonna say, make sure you're the direct contact so don't fall behind again.
Right.
Cause that's how I was gonna say. A lot of our community lose property like that, man. Like we lose ownership, property ownership, and all that stuff for over. Like sometimes it be small tax bills too. Like land, like well, you didn't pay $6,000 in land tax, now you lost this whole piece of property. Like what?
Right.
Like
and it's acres of land.
right, it's like $6,000. You could have like what? You couldn't find like damn, that's crazy.
It's acres of land.
Yeah, that's
And
what makes me sick.
this one is it's not even like a year old, so it's not even that much.
Right, right.
I
Yeah.
think it's $1,600 or something.
Right, you could lose your whole property over that. 1,600. They come in. That's
Right,
crazy.
because the land is not cleared.
Mm-hmm.
Once you clear the land, if the land was cleared, it would be way more money.
Mm.
But because the land is not clear, it's you know
Right. Okay.
whatever. So I don't know. I just want to just get on top of it. And, plus, I want to go down there anyway because I want to do a land order because I'm sure my dad left us way more land than that.
Okay. Yeah, do that. Do the land audit. I'm glad you know that
Right.
stuff, Steve, because a lot of people in our community don't know that stuff, and that's exactly how we lose so much shit, man.
Right.
These
You
little
know,
processes.
right. And it's land and people don't even really realize it. You know that people are laying claims to land that's not even theirs.
Right, right. Just because no one's
You know.
arguing against it, they get it.
Right. So I'm just gonna do that. You know. I want to get what do they call it? I think they call it a forensic auditor.
Okay.
A forensic auditor.
And they'll
Yep.
let you know how much of the land is yours and all that kind of stuff. Forensic auditor. Okay.
They'll do it going all the way back. You can go back to the 1800s.
Oh yeah, that's dope.
And they'll let you know. And usually when you come out of it on the other side, you end up finding out that you owe way more property. You own way more property than you even thought you
Then
did.
you thought you owned.
Than you thought you owned. And then the upside of it is people who was illegally paying the money on your property, that's money they lost.
No, right? Because they don't get nothing for that.
Yeah, that's money they lost. You know, so
Yeah, fellas. I don't know how I feel about the market today. I ain't touching it. Look real choppy today. Real chops.
oh man, whatever happened to my stocks? I didn't even look them up.
It's real choppy today in the market. Google's pushing up. Google has some strong momentum to the upside today. They've
What
been
happened to
pushing.
my weed stocks?
What do you mean? What happened to them? What happened to them?
Yeah, went up.
CGC
Should have
did
made some
go
money,
up.
Steve.
Yeah, he knew. I know Steve called me about CGC.
Oh yeah, I called him.
He knew.
Okay. CGC went up, man. That was a day trader's play.
Yeah, that was. You would have to know that news was
That was
coming
a
out
high
though, cause didn't some
play.
news come out?
Yeah, for Germany.
Yeah,
For
you would have
Germany,
to
yeah.
know that was coming. They probably were talking about it weeks before. If you were on top of it, you probably would have saw that.
Yeah. And Mike showed me where it could have been like 20 something thousand
Oh,
percent
percent,
or something.
yeah, on those option contracts that some people had. Some people had $5 option contracts, bro. Those $5 option contracts went up 20,000%. twenty
Yeah,
thousand
man.
percent. Bro, look at CGC today. That was another nice move, man.
It went up again?
So Steve, remember when I was telling you how if it pulls down back to $6, what did I say, $6.35
Yeah.
to buy? It pulled right back down to that level. Let me see something. Hold on, let me see something. Let me go to the daily. Let me go to the daily. Let me go to the
Some
daily.
people make money on the way going down. How do you I don't see the screen though. How do you see the screen?
Nah, hold on. I don't got it up right now because I was streaming, so it slows down my stream sometimes. But I'll put it up for you. Hold on.
Oh.
Cause I'm live
I
on
can't
YouTube right now. But what do you call
There
it?
we go.
All right,
Watch
so you see this right here where we took off from right here, 469. Took off that day. The news came out. Next day, I had a level up on it at 809 already before this takeoff. So these levels I had on CGC a while back. I got another one up here at $13.50. And once we break above 8, but when it pulled up, when it pumped up here, I was like, Steve, if you wanted to buy some more, wait for it to get back below $6.35. You could buy some more right around.
Below the $6.35.
And it went right below it, right here. Now look what happened today. Boom! It jumped right back up to $8.
Oh, that's quick money right there.
That's quick money right there. Just off of that retest and popped right back up. Now after this, it retested. Now it came back down and went back up. Now I see us. We closed above this $8.09. Now we're gonna push to $13.53 after that. That'll be the next stop.
That's gonna be a new high, right?
No, that's not a maybe. No, not even. The 52-week high is $19.20. So I got more levels on CGC. I got levels up here at 22. I got levels, cause remember I was trading CGC back when it was up in the 50s. So I got levels at 22, 32, 43, 56, 69, and then I think that's the last level I got for CGC. If we get back up to $69, then cannabis must be legal.
Right, damn near legal everywhere.
Because you look at it on the monthly chart, that's where it was at back in the day. This is where CGC was. This is how the chart looks. Let me pull up the 6-month chart. This is how the 6-month chart looked. Look, that shit was almost at 400. Look at it was at $386 a share, bro.
Imagine you know the crash was coming.
Boy, you would have made so much money on that coming down.
Oh my god.
And you would have put a short in. You could have bet a 3-year short in in 2019. You could have been flipping those year after year, one year after another. Just kept flipping them. What you say, Steve?
It's all the way down.
Huh?
Ain't it down at the bottom right there?
Yeah, it's down here now, but we're saying that if you shorted it, if you started seeing that it was collapsing right here and started betting it to the downside, you would have made a lot of money on it coming down from July 2020, 2019 until today. You could have bet every year. You could have bought a contract that was a year out. So you could have said, all right, I'm buying, see, you caught it right here. CGC was $288. You could have got a put on CGC for $150 that was probably a year out at that point, and you probably could have got it for $100 a contract or something cheap like that. By the time it got down here, those things were probably up like 4,000%. I mean 1,000% because you got it all the way up here at 288 and it dropped all the way down to 150. You would have made so much money on that. And then you could have took your profit on that and did it again. Said, okay, I'm gonna buy some contracts on CGC. I'm gonna buy puts on it at $83, betting that it's gonna go down to $80. And I'm buying those while it's at $150. And then you would have had a little rough patch right here.
$150.
Huh?
CGC was never $150.
Yes, it was. I'm looking at the chart right now. You're looking at the chart.
$150?
Yeah, I don't know. They maybe did a split, but this is the value that they were at comparative to what they are today. Yeah.
CGC never traded at $150.
They did a split recently, not too long ago.
Yeah, I was gonna say they must have did a split or something because this is the value of it. You're looking at the chart right here, Steve. This is the value. So it was at this value. So they had to do a where's the split at? Right here. Here goes the split right here. Yeah, they did a 1-for-10 split in 2023. So they gave you 1 share for every 10 shares you had. So they did a they did a reverse split.
It was never $150 a share though.
That's because they did a reverse split. Before that, you figure that if it was at $408, and let me see, you had 10 shares, divided that by 10, so this was probably around when it was like $40, right around this point right here.
Oh, there you go. Now that sounds about right.
But like I said, you got to calculate the reverse split in.
Oh, okay.
So they did a
Now
one for
that's
ten split, and that's what changed the price, the history price. So they giving you the prices of how it would look if the split was in place this whole time.
because it would have been because $150 a share.
But it was that was the value of the company. This was the value of it. This was the value. It was just that they had more shares out there at that time. They had 10 times more shares on the market at the time. But this was the value. The value
Right,
was the value. You know.
that might be the or the market cap or whatever. But all I know is per share, we was losing money. We've been losing money the whole time, and it's the price has been going down.
Yeah, ever since July 2019, it's been in a decline.
The highest that the price has ever been has been in the 50s. I remember that.
Yeah, so that's right up here where it says $527. That's probably when it was like $52.
Right. That was when what's his name told me. He said you should have I should have sold some.
Right there, $50, and then it took that crazy dip. So like I said, this is a after a 1 for 10 split. We're seeing the price of how it is now. So right now, if Canopy Growth never did a 1 for 10 split, right now it will only be worth like 79 cents right now if they never did that split. So they did that split in order to save the stock from being delisted.
Right. From being delisted.
Yeah, so that's the only reason why they did that split, and that's why these values
Yeah,
look
I
like
got
this.
that. That I got.
Yeah. So, but Canopy Growth, it could get back to those prices. Is what pretty much what I'm saying is it could get up to that $400 price again. It could get up to $400 because essentially that's just $40. So it held that value at one point. Is what I'm saying that we could potentially get back up to those prices.
Now, because the market cap won't be that much.
I mean, if people buy in and keep buying in, and they buy into the company, the market cap could go up to where it was before that crash.
Oh yeah, no, it could go back.
Yeah.
Now that you 1 to 10 reverse split, yeah, they can do that.
So now what I could see happening is if CGC starts getting real expensive, they legalize marijuana, CGC starts pumping. If CGC gets back to like $150, $200 a share, 300, I think they'll probably do a split then to try to keep it an attractive price. So they might do a 5 for 1 split, and then do another
That'd
5 for 1
nice.
split later.
That'll be nice.
Yeah, exactly. That's what they need to do, but they got to get the value back up there. So
Well, first we gotta get everything, and they gotta get that what do you call it, firing that what do you call that acreage holdings.
acreage.
Once acreage comes into play, it's gonna be there.
Let me see.
That's my thing. I've been following this since forever. Yo, you saw a bridge fell this morning in Baltimore.
I saw that. It was hit by a shit. I saw that. They got hit by a shit. That's crazy.
The whole bridge fell.
The whole bridge fell. Something you see out of a movie, man.
That's crazy. I thought it was an old bridge when I seen it.
Nah, that shit. People were on that shit, driving on it.
Yeah,
No, it fell?
Yeah.
that bridge is long.
Oh my god, bro.
Could you imagine being on that shit and feeling your whole car just drop?
Yo.
The Baltimore.
And a lot of people don't know how to get out the car when it's flooding, bro.
Yeah.
Cause the car door don't open.
No, you ain't gonna be open. Too much water pressure. Too much pressure.
Yeah.
You gotta let that water flow in. You gotta roll down the window a little bit, let that water start coming in.
Nah, you gotta break that window and get out.
No, I mean, yeah, I was gonna say because the water pressure coming in will help will balance that pressure out for you. But if you got air on the inside and water outside, you could be trapped in that shit.
Bruh. People die, bruh.
Mm-hmm.
And you don't know if people know how to swim.
Right.
Get up out of there.
And that water's like 40 something degrees cold.
And cold as shit. That water cold as shit
Oh
too.
my god. Imagine early in the morning some shit like that happen.
You driving to work and all of a
It
sudden.
was early in the morning. It was dark.
Mm-hmm.
It was like 4 or 5 So it could have been worse.
Could
Because
have.
had it happened during the daytime, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
It would have been worse.
Right, that expansion, are you kidding me? That thing would have been packed.
Yeah. Oh my God. I want to know what type of ship hit it.
It was a ship. I don't know what ship hit it, but it's some kind of ship. You know that if they don't have the right height clearance, they're not supposed to go through there. Probably didn't have the right
Yeah.
height clearance and
Wait,
just
check this out.
hit
Check
it.
this out, right? Check this out, right? The ship that hit it just kept going.
Just kept on pushing.
What?
It just floated right on under. Nothing happened to the ship.
Right, because it probably grazed it with the top of it, and that caused the bridge collapse, and the ship just kept moving, and the bridge just fell
Literally,
behind it probably.
Right.
Yeah.
literally, nothing happened to the ship. They showed it on the news.
Wow.
The ship just kept. It must have stopped afterwards, possibly, but
Prayers
I'm
out to
just
those
saying,
families, man. Prayers out. Hopefully
ain't
nobody.
nothing happened. It was a cargo ship.
Yeah.
Oh my God. That nigga took the wrong route, kid. That company about to get sued.
They about to get sued crazy.
Are you kidding me? They about to get sued big time.
Big time.
Oh, yeah. You might as well file the bankruptcy now, boy.
They might as well file
What am I looking
bankruptcy.
at? What do you have me looking at right now? What am I looking at?
I'm looking at this is SMCI. This is a chip company. Their price has gone up crazy. This is a microchip company.
That's the ship.
They producing
Oh,
these.
you said it. Company.
They produce GPUs and stuff. They're part of the AI. They're part of the AI race with Nvidia and AMD.
I thought you said ship company. You said chip company.
Yeah, no, chip. You see their price? This is just from January 2024, Steve. They were at $311 a share. They're at $1,000 a share now. From January till now, they went from $300 to $1,000 a share.
That's what I'm talking about. How many outstanding shares do they have?
I don't know. Hold on. Do, 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 do. 49. Oh, looks like total shares outstanding, like they got around like 60 million. 58.
Oh, that's not a lot.
Hold on.
What's the market cap?
Hold on. You see it on the screen? I got it pulled up here. Their market cap is 62.5 billion.
None of my cannabis stocks.
Oh no, it's not.
Be
I
nice
thought it was
if
gonna
they
give me
could,
more
though.
information.
That would be real nice. Oh man.
SMCI.
All right, I gotta go and let me go and get this. I'm gonna go and get this check.
Go ahead, Steve. Make your move. I'm about to hop off of here anyway. I'm not making no trades today. I was just sitting here if anybody else wanted to make a move. I did my little YouTube this morning. Gave some
You're gonna be here
breakdowns on the
tomorrow,
YouTube
right?
channel. What you say?
You're gonna be here tomorrow, right?
Yeah, I'll be on tomorrow.
Oh, I missed the movie thing this week.
Yeah, you missed it last night. That was on. No, that was on. What was that? Saturday. I did that, I believe.
Saturday. You
Yeah,
said
Saturday I did that. Yeah, you missed it.
how was it? It was all right. I got all those tapes anyway. You know that.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm good.
Yeah, you gotta even rewatch them to refresh yourself on some of these concepts
Yeah,
and
I
things
know.
that these people are talking about. Cause I watched it once, but anytime I watch it, I always pick up something else whenever I watch it again.
Right, because you're learning more, and as you learn more and you grow,
Right.
then you put different stuff. I got you.
Certain things they say make more sense. It's like, oh, okay, I see what he's talking about then.
Right.
But all right, fellas, I'm about to be out of here. Appreciate y'all coming through as always. We gotta build the community. Make sure you're telling your people about coming through here and getting. Everybody wants to invest in trade, but nobody feel like nobody wants to take the time to learn how to invest in trade. They just want it to be done for them. But if you want to invest in trade, you got to start coming into these kind of sessions, learning how to chart, and not going to come in like how it is in the gambling market when you just come in and you just play some parlays. I'm not for people just coming in and start option trading crazy with no experience. Like you're gonna lose money like that. So start building a long term portfolio and all that. People don't like that approach, but that's just the approach that it is. That's what it is. I'm not gonna go about it no other way because any other way, it's gonna come off scammy. Because come on, oh yeah, you could just start trading crypto and futures off break. No, you don't even understand how to read a chart. You don't understand none of this stuff. So we are here to help people build the right way so they could sustain their wealth long term. And then after a while, they won't even need to really come in here. They just know what they got to do. So
All right.
let's get them in here. Bring the people through.
Yeah, doing this speak like damn. Coach just jumped in the car. All right, I'm right in the car. All right. I'm
Right.
right in the foot.
All right. Have a blast.
All right.
They think, and then even mirroring trades, people think they could do that. It's not even like you could mirror a trade properly. Because by the time I type in that I exited trade, 2 minutes probably could have passed, and you missed the exit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's like a lot of times people try to go off of that, like, oh, just type in when you buy and trade. Okay, I'll type it when I buy and type. Most of the time, that's a delayed. You getting delayed. That's why you got to pay for real time quotes when it comes to exchanges, or you could get the 15-minute delayed. Like it makes a big difference.
Right.
It makes a big difference.
By the time that thing was for like for how much it wanted, you like damn, you jumped in for $50. By the time you jumped in, I jumped in for 65.
Right.
So you already up by 10%.
Now I'm selling with my 30% profit, and you barely up, and you trying to hold on. Next thing you know, we hit a pivot. Boom! Now you in a losing position. I already took profit.
Yeah. By the time you hit 8%, my nigga, that shit going down.
Right.
Like, that shit happen all the time, bro.
That's why I'm like, cool. I like the call outs and I'll call them out and all that, but I'd rather people be in the live sessions because this is the only place you're really gonna catch it as I'm jumping in the trade. This is this is as live as it's gonna get. But you can't force a horse to drink. You could bring him to the water. You can't force him to drink. But all right, y'all boys.
It's pushing up.
Spy.
Uh-huh.
I ain't touching spy. I ain't touching shit today, boy. If we push up today, 521.70 is gonna serve as a resistance. That's not enough room for me. I mean, I'm not feeling today's price action. What's funny is that I don't even see. Let me see. I don't think there's any major reports coming out. Let me double check though.
I think so. This week, I think probably Power speak this week too.
He do speak on Friday. Let me see, but it's not anything like interest rates, anything like that. I think he's just talking. Let me see something. Let's see what it says for this week. I put the screenshot in the Discord, didn't I? Yeah, I did. I'm tripping. Let me pull this over here.
I thought we was doing that move because of video. It's not enough. Shit about to burn niggas premium.
Nvidia like is losing steam as it gets closer to 1,000, and they keep announcing all these new things that they're doing, but it's not pushing the stock anymore like it was being pushed before. Alright, so we got durable goods. Durable goods orders came out today. CB consumer confidence came out today too. Let me pull that up. On the website.
Some news coming out. I know GameStop got earnings coming up too.
Oh, GameStop. Oh God, I can't do GameStop.
To the point, what AMC was pushing earlier today, I seen.
Mm.
I was like, oh, okay. Alright, so it might be a good week for y'all boys, huh?
Let me see what we got this week. We got what's today? We got GDP coming out on the 28th, and jobless claims coming out the 28th. Today we had no. These are only the most important. Let me see. Yeah, those are the major reports I got on my list. GDP and initial jobless claims on the 28th. So that's on Thursday.
Happy foul.
And then today we had durable goods. Month over month came in a little bit higher than expected, 1.4%. Our previous durable goods order report came in at negative 6.9%. Consumer confidence is lower. The forecast was to be 106.9. Consumer confidence came in lower. We got crude oil inventories tomorrow, GDP Thursday, jobless claims Thursday, Chicago PMI, and then Friday we got core PCE coming out, and then that's when Powell speaks at 11:30.
Happy foul.
All right, so let's see. This may be a little shaky week because of these reports coming out. GDP is big, and core PCE is going to move the markets as well on Friday. So this might just be a watch week, watch and see the trend week. Not really trade too heavy or move anything. That's why I try to tell people you don't gotta trade every week. You don't got to. You really don't. I know it's enticing. It seems like you got to, but you don't.
Right?
Some weeks are just not for it. And anytime you don't trade, you're always gonna find a move where like, oh damn, I could have traded that. But trust, you wasn't probably gonna catch
I think
that.
the market closed on Friday, too.
Good Friday. It does see it say holiday. It says Good Friday. I don't see it say the market closed though. Hold on, let me double check.
It's going to be a short week.
If it's a
That
short
thing
week, then I'm
closed.
definitely not trading.
Right?
On
Shoot,
Good
that was going to be.
Friday, let me see. I think it says the markets will close early at 1 p.m. Yeah, I think I said they close at 1 p.m.
First G, Airbnb.
Let me see.
They gonna go say that. They from Detroit. Yeah. I want to call that. Hey, let me take a picture. See that?
All
Let me take
right,
a
let me
picture.
make this
I really
share
go
quick.
in there and everything.
All right, everybody. Appreciate y'all coming through the live stream today. Today we touched on various topics. I gave out some gems early in the stream before we started talking and doing some trading, or not really trading because I didn't take any positions today. Before my group came in and we started talking about some other parts of the market and other things that are going on in the global economy. But make sure you tap in next time with the live trading session. Like I said, you don't have to always trade when opportunity doesn't present itself. Patience is key. Sometimes you sit days out and wait for the right opportunity to present itself. So I appreciate everybody for coming through. Follow us on Discord, Instagram, Culture Shock Investments, and Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube. Subscribe and follow us on all platforms. If you want to be in the live trading room with us and catching these trades live, you have to join the Discord and subscribe to my Discord community. It's where I do most of my live trading. I'll do live sessions on YouTube every once in a while, probably twice or three times a week, but most of my live trading is going to be done and trade callouts are done in my Discord community. They're my subscribers. They get all the premium content and access that I offer. All right. So I hope you guys learned something today. If you have any questions after watching the video, type them in the chat and I'll come back and answer these questions for you guys. All right. See y'all. Peace.